it's confirmed. Ajax are the champions over the Dutchlands once again. But what about the chasing pack? Well, who's still in the mix for European spots? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with our Parishioner Show. Today we're taking a look at match number 32 over in the Eredivise. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck you been, boys? Smash the old subscribe, keep your bang up to date with all things Eredivise related, Blackburn Rovers related. Woo! Football related. We got it all here under one roof. That's right, folks. Of course, Ajax champion supreme, 14 points clear right now with still, what is it, 5 games to play? Something like that? I don't even know. Is it 5 games, 4 games, something like that? But regardless of that, they cannot be touched. It must be 4 games. But anyway, let's get cracking. Of course, if you're new, make sure you bang the old subscribe. Check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and again, Patreon if you want to support channel in another way. And a big shout out to those current Patreons right here, right now. So let's get cracking and have a little look at what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the games that just took place this past weekend. Of course, Heracles Almelo took on VVV-Venlo, and they are in trouble, of course. They've got the top goal scorer in the division, VVV-Venlo, but he could be playing in League 2, of course, or the second division over in the Dutchlands if things don't change up. Goals from Heracles coming from Sian Bakis with a couple of goals there. Vlet as well. Sian Bakis also, in fact, Sian Bakis got himself a hat-trick on that badger to give himself a three-peat and the match ball as well. So 4-0 for them, 2-0 for me, not too bad. Fortuna Sittard though, smashed dot dashed out my boss, 20, goodness gracious me. Goals coming from Leandro Tamida with a race. Matthias Singchen's a goal as well for Sittard in a 3-0 win. Actually, that 2-1 for Twente, but unfortunately I was well. Meanwhile, Waalwijk lost to LZ Alkmaar. Albert Gibbonson, Miriam Bodu and Kevin Stengs on the score sheet for AZ Alkmaar. Tis Oostings going to go for Waalwijk. Silaso got himself sent off in a banger. 3-1 win. 2-0 for me, not too bad. VT's Arnhem. 2-0 against PEC Zwolle, Armando Broja, Idrissa Toure on the score sheet for VT's Arnhem. Jesper Trust getting on the goal score sheet for Zwolle. But they lost 2-0 in the end. Was my pick. 2-1 was the final score in the real world. Meanwhile, Utrecht up against Willem II. Get back. Of course, I went with a 1-0 win myself. It was a 3-2 win for Utrecht. Not too shabby. Zander van der Street got a goal, so did Svan van Beek as well, and Jerion Kirk as well. Sebastian Holman, Kwasi Okere-Reet on the score sheet with Willem II, with a 3-2 win for Utrecht in the end. Den Haag against Feyenoord. I actually went with a 3-0 win for Feyenoord, but it ended up as a 3-2 win for Den Haag, which is a bit of a banger. Of course, they are the bottom team there. Of course, Jonas Arrelia and Adesanya El Kayati with a couple of goals there for Den Haag. Roberto Broznic and Nikolai Jensen on score sheet, of course, Feyenoord, but unfortunately not good enough. Jens Terunster got himself sent off as well in a bit of an explosive game there. 3-2 win in favour of Den Haag. Meanwhile, Ajax did the business against FC Emmen. Of course, Emmen were on a bit of form heading into this. Duran Timbler, Sebastian Haller, Derian Rensch and David Klaas on the score sheet for Ajax in a 4-0 win, 3-1 for me. Of course, Sparta, they did beat Groningen as well, 2-1 win as well for Sparta, ending the season very, very good as well. Abadir Hario, they on the score sheet with Tommy Brustic and Ramaniel Pascal Lundqvist on the score sheet for Groningen. It's easy for you to say. 2-1 win as well for Sparta, 2-1 for me going in favour of Groningen. And of course, at the end there, Heerenveen against PSV ended up all square, 2-2 in the end. Thibaut Halovic, Siem Dien Jong on the score sheet for Heerenveen, Jorobo Vertissen and Cody Gapko on the score sheet for Eindhoven in a 2-2 draw, 3-1 for me. I got myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I think is good enough to be top. We'll have a look at your picks in just a... Well, the table looks like this. It does. Of course, Ajax lead the charge. Of course, 14 points. They are home and host, and they'll be, of course, celebrating until the start of the new season. I'm sure PSV is second. Only 1 point clear of AZ Alkmaar. Of course, they're 4 points clear of VT's Arnhem at the moment. Of course, for the race for the other European spots heat up. Den Haag look like they're gone at the moment. VVV-Venlo not too far away either. FC Emmen hanging on in there by the skins of their teeth. Of course, still a bit of drama still to be had. RKC Waalwijk, Willem II still in the mix as well, so we are going to be looking over our shoulders at that over the next few weeks. Kicking on forward though, let's take a look at your picks. Here we go. You know the drill. Omaji Monday did great. Ivan String also did good. Okay, did okay. Of course, Omaji also did very, very good. James did good. Of course, Jurian also did good. Of course, Game Charlie not too bad. Yannick also did bits. Matt Gunn also did good. Yannick Saifi not too bad. Of course, Tom Steiner also did very, very well. And Roberto Frost also did very, very well indeed. What about the leaderboard? We'll take a little look at it. If your name's Matt Gunner, Top Stainer, don't even look at it. But F5 could only get you second. in. Realistically, 6 gets your top bins. Of course, your own OK and Omar Esquivel and Roberto Frost. Roberto, when I say Roberto, I mean Russell Frost kicking ass with a 6-peat. Of course, let's take a look at the situation at the table, the overall kingpins. Well, here you go. It is Russell Frost with a 13-point clearance at the moment. He's running away with this one. Magic Monday sitting in second spot. Of course, Yannick Bossa also did bits as well. Omar Esquivel not too far away either. Still a fair few points on the offer, maybe 60 or something like that. I don't know, from quick thinking about it. 60 points, maybe that's a bit too much. Maybe about 50 points. So it's not home and hose, but Russell Frost looks comfortable right here, right now. So let's get on to, of course, the deep end, shall we? Take a look at the next round of matches. Getting off with Sparta Rotterdam up against VT's Arnhem. Played for the last 6, of course. 5 wins for VT's, 1 for Sparta. No draws last time around in Sparta. Was a 2-win for Sparta back in November 2019 with Jürgen Matajic and Brian Schmitz on the score sheet for giving Sparta the W on this one. Of course, they also played this season in VT's. It was 2-win for VT's back in September. Sparta, though, winning the last 3 home matches in Eredivisie. VT's undefeated in the last 8 matches as well. Heading into this, of course, Sparta just one defeated past 6. That one defeat was against AZ Alkmaar. Meanwhile, just one defeated past 6 also for VT's. That was against Ajax, of course, in the Dutch Cup. 2-1 loss on that one. Heading into this one, what do we have on the bookies odds? We have 50-8 for Sparta on this one. 13-5 is your draw, and 30-10 is your VT's Arnhem. Of course, heading into this, VT's Arnhem, of course, 4th. A win for them, make a close in on 3rd. As for Sparta, they're down in, of course, 9th, but a win for them, make a move up to 8th. I've gone with the 2-1 for VT's on the road. Continue their fantastic form. Next up, we have my boys of Twente up against Heracles Almelo. Played for the last 6, 2-wins, 2 draws, of course, last time around at Twente. Over in Enschede, of course, 3-2 win for Heracles. Studio Dressers on the score sheet with Mario Jr. with a brace. Attilo Cantabriera on the score sheet for Twente, of course, Emil Bergen as well for Twente. They also played this is in Heracles, of course, it was 2-2 draw back in February. Twente, though, losing the last 4 matches heading into this, of course, 5 defeats in the past 6, in fact, unbeaten in the last, would win this in the past 6. As for Heracles, they've actually picked up 2 wins in the past 3 games. Of course, their only hiccup was a loss to FC Emmen a couple of games back. Meanwhile, the bookies odds on this one, 20, of course, 7-5 for the victory, 7-4 is your Heracles, 5-2 is the draw. Heracles are actually in 8th. The win for them, they can move up to or closer to 7th. As for 20, they're down at 12th right now, but a win for them, they can move back up to 9th on this one. I don't know. I've gone with Heracles on this one. I usually back my boys, but not this time. I think they're in a bit of they're cruising for a bruising. Next up, of course, Heerenveen up against FC Utrecht. Of course, played for the last 6, of course, 4 wins for Utrecht, 2 wins for Heerenveen. Of course, heading into this. What do we have a look at? We have an extended look at this, if I can get it. Of course, over the course of time since 1993, they played each other 62 times. 24 victories for Utrecht, 22 victories for Heerenveen, and 16 draws in those 62 games. The biggest win for either side is a 4-0 win. Of course, in total, though, Utrecht picking 99 goals against Heerenveen over those 62 matches. 96 scored by Heerenveen as well. And on an average, 1.6 goals per game ratio Utrecht have over Heerenveen with a 1.55 return for them. Utrecht have actually lost none of the last 7 away matches. Hank Berman is Heerenveen's top goal scorer with 14 goals. Of course, Sander van der Streek has got 10 goals for Utrecht as well. During the last 31 meetings with Heerenveen at home, Heerenveen have actually won 16 times. There have been 7 draws, while Utrecht have won 8 with a goal difference of 58-43 in favour of Heerenveen. Of course, the book is also on this one, 3-1 for Heerenveen, 13-5 is draw, 2017 on is your Utrecht. Utrecht coming to this in 6th, a win for them, close in on 5th. Of course, their opposition, Heerenveen, they're all the way down in 11th right now, but a win for them, we can move up to 9th. Of course, for me, though, I'm going to go with a win for Utrecht on this one. They've got a bit between teeth and they look very, very good right now. AZ Alkmaar, though, taking on, of course, Fortuna Sittard. Played for the last 6, of course, 5 wins for AZ, nothing for Sittard, 1 draw last round in AZ. Of course, was a 4-0 win back in August 2019. Ron Vlaar on the score sheet, Asamaya Adusre, Maran Boadu, Yukani Sangura on the score sheet, of course, AZ Alkmaar on a 4-0 demolition. However, they also played this season in September, so 3-3 draw in Sittard as well. Alkmaar, though, winning 8 of the last 10 home matches in the division. Of course, also scoring at least 2 goals in 8 of the last 10 matches as well. Heading into this, just 1 defeat past 6. 1 defeat was against Ajax, of course, in the Dutch league. Of course, back-to-back wins for Sittard, beating the likes of Den Haag, and of course, Twente just the other day. I've hit the form at the right time. Of course, Sittard coming to this 81 for the victory. Long shot, 7-2 on is your AZ. Of course, 92 is the draw. Of course, AZ are in 3rd. Win for them, we can move up to 2nd. As for Sittard, they're down in, of course, 10th right now, but win for them, we can move up to 8th in the table. Of course, Sittard will take with AZ out, and we'll take with a 3-0 win in the end. Meanwhile, VVV up against RKC. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, played the last 6, 5 wins for Venlo, nothing, 1 win for Waalwijk, and of course, no draws. Last round in Venlo was a 3-1 win for Venlo back in August 2019. Eliade Sorino, Jonathan Apuku, and Peter van Ooshen on the score sheet, of course, Venlo. Henry Stelkro on the score sheet of Waalwijk in a 3-1 win for Venlo. Of course, heading into this, they also played this season in Waalwijk as a 3-2 win back in December. Heading into this, Venlo losing the last 12 matches, failing to score in 6 of the last 8 matches as well, and Waalwijk have actually lost 6 of the last 7 matches in the Eredivisie. So 2 teams in absolutely stinking form right now. Smells like a draw, doesn't it? Of course, the bookies odds 11-8 for VVV, 9-5 is your draw, 5-2 is your 9-5 is your away win, 5 5-2 is the draw. Venlo coming to in 17th. The win for them make a move up to 15th. As for their opposition, Waalwijk, they're actually in 14th right now, but a win for them make a move closer to 13th in the end. One win for Venlo. I'm going to give it to them on this one. Finally get back to winning ways and maybe just save their season. FC Emmen, though, up against Groningen, played each of the last 6. Of course, 3 wins for Groningen, 1 for Emmen, and 2 draws, of course. Heading into this, Groningen have actually lost the last 3 matches at Eredivise, and they come into this with a bit of inform FC Emmen. They played each other since 2002, 16 times, 9 wins for Groningen, 4 wins for Emmen, of course, 3 draws. Their highest win at Emmen over Groningen was a 2-1 win. Meanwhile, Groningen's highest victory over Emmen was a 6-2 win. Of course, in total, they've scored 34 times over FC Emmen. They've scored 19 in return. On average, 2.13 goals are scored by Groningen when they take on FC Emmen. Groningen, though, have actually lost the last 3 matches in a row. Last season, Groningen actually won both games against Emmen 2-0 at home and 1-0 at away. Of course, the bookies odds on this one, we have 23-20 for Emmen. Of course, 5-2 is your 11-5 is your Groningen. On this one, Groningen coming to sit in 7th. The win for them, they can close it in on 6. Emmen are actually in 16th right now, but a win for them, they can move up to as high as 14th in the table. Draw on this one, 2-2 in the end. Meanwhile, next up, of course, we have a big one, Feyenoord up against Ajax. It would mean more if there was more on the line, but of course, Feyenoord will want to finish as high as possible. Meanwhile, the picture of the last 6 scores, 1 for Feyenoord, 5 for Ajax. No draws last round in Feyenoord was a 3-0 win for Ajax in the Dutch Cup back in 2019. However, last time picture in the league in Feyenoord was a 6-2 win for Feyenoord back in, of course, January 2019. Jen Toostra, Stephen Burge-Joyce on the score sheet, Robin van Persie with a brace, Tony Valula and Yassin Ayabu as well, with Hakim Ziyech and Lasse Schöne on the score sheet for Ajax in a 6-2 win, 8-goal thriller. Meanwhile, Ajax keep a clean sheet in 5 of the last 7 matches in the Eredivise, and whereas Feyenoord undefeated in the last 6 home matches as well heading into this. Of course, 1 defeat the past 6 games for Feyenoord, that was against Den Haag just the other day. Meanwhile, Ajax picking up 3 wins in the past 4 games as well, as of course they are Champions. 50-4 for Feyenoord, 10-3 is your 30-8 is your Ajax. Ajax coming to this, of course, top of the beat top no matter what. Of course, Feyenoord down at 5th right now, but a win for them, they can close it in on 4th. They need it. I'm going with Feyenoord on this one, a 3-2 win, of course, to end the season strongly. Ajax don't give a shite, they're already there. PEC Zwolle up against Den Haag. Let's get into this one now, shall we? Of course, played each of the last 6, 3 wins apiece, no draws. Last time around, of course, in Zwolle was a 3-1 win for Zwolle back in, of course, October 2019. Benhazi, Gudiga Chachuad, and Peli Schlamont on the score sheet for Zwolle. Michael Kremier on the score sheet, of course, for Den Haag back in the day. They also played this season in Den Haag. It was a 2-0 win for Zwolle as well. Den Haag, though, failing to score in the last 5 of the last 6 matches away. Den Haag have also conceded at least 2 goals in 6 of the last 7 matches as well. Heading into this, what do we have? Den Haag winning just once of the past 6 games. That was against Feyenoord just the other day. Meanwhile, 2 wins of the past 4 games for Zwolle have them a little bit flapping around, but of course still in their own destiny. Are they still in their own destiny? I'll take a look at that in a minute. Of course, Zwolle 4-3 on for the victory, 7-2 is your draw, 13-5 is your away win. That is Den Haag. Yeah, Zwolle are actually up as high as 13th right now, doing good. With them, they can move up to 11th. As for their opposition, Den Haag, they are rooted, but a win for them, they can move actually above VVV-Venlo in the process. So I think we tight, but I think the draw won't favour them. 0-0 in the end. And finally, it'll be Willem II taking, of course, PSV. Played to the last 6, of course, 1 for Wilhelm, 4 for PSV, and 1 draw. Heading into this, PSV have actually undefeated in 10 of the last 11 matches in the division. Scored at least 2 goals in 8 of the last 10 matches as well, heading into this. Of course, the 11-2 is your hosts on this one, which is, of course, Wilhelm. 9-4 is your away win, that's PSV, and 7-2 is your draw. Over the last, since 1993, they played each other 54 times, 38 wins for PSV, 8 wins for Wilhelm, and there have been 8 draws. On average, picking up 2.44 goals a game for Eindhoven over Willem II. They've actually got 0.98 goals in return. In total, over those 54 matches they've scored, Willem II has scored 53 goals against PSV. However, they've scored 132 goals in return as well. Their biggest win was a 6-0 win as well, heading into this. Of course, we've already looked at the odds. PSV coming to in second, and for them they could actually move closer to Ajax, but unfortunately they ain't going to catch them. As for Wilhelm, they're in 15th right now, but a win for them, they can move as high as, of course, 14th in the table. PSV will take it 2-0 win in the end, my boys. And that's it. That's where I'm going to have to leave you. Be sure to give the video some love and smash the old thumbs up, smash the old subscribe. Check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon if you want to support channel in another way. Keep the picks on coming. Of course, we still have a live action prediction league to wrap up. Of course, we have an outright leader, but of course it could be caught if you put your Guillaume Fierce on, brothers. Of course, we'll be back, of course, later on for the next round of matches. Until then, though, I'll see you all soon for the next one.